Hello everyone! Firstly, a big Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates. I hope everyone still managed to get some colouring in during the busy festive period. I know I really struggled to get a lot of colouring done, and a lot of people are the same, especially those of us who work it. But I am still excited and happy to be sharing my completed colouring pages for December of 2024. Now I did only manage to work in 4 books. So there's some Rita Berman ones, there was Mythomorphia, there was this beautiful Creative Haven book, and I also managed to get one long-standing whip in Erie's Romantic Country, the second tale, completed. So only 5 pages for December, which is quite low for me. As always, I did work on a lot of whips. I'm always just chugging along on my long-standing whips, trying to get as much done as I can. But I did do 5 finished pages. I am cheating a little bit, I suppose, because when I'm recording this video it's actually January the 4th. So some of these pages I had done the vast majority of them over December, but I just had some really small bits and pieces that needed to be done. So I finished those up over the past few days, just at the start of January. And I feel like that's okay, because I really wanted to make this video and I wanted to have enough pages to make it sort of worthwhile. And I'd done most of the majority of these pages over December anyway, so I feel like that counts. We'll just won't talk about that again. We'll just keep it secret. So first of all, I'm going to show you the work I did in Rita Berman's books. I adore Rita's work, lots of us do. She's well beloved, as she should be, in the colouring community. This was the first book of hers that I'd got. I only have 2 of them, so I've done quite a lot in this. I have quite a lot of completed pages, but the page that I finished was this one, and it's really cute. It's really shiny and sparkly. I don't know whether you can see, oh, there you go. All that glitter, and I feel like it came out really well overall. I really like the colour palette. It's very bright. I suppose I wouldn't really call it a limited palette, but there's not too many colours there. For this outline of the butterfly's wings here, that is Winsor & Newton gold ink, and then this is Neocolor 2, sort of as a watercolour effect in the background, and then just all the stickles you could ever want. Very, very happy with that. I especially like my white detailing that I've done with a white Posca pen. I think it makes the page pop really nicely. And yeah, I'm happy I got that done because that had been a whip for a little while. So that was my page in Rita Berman's World Under the Microscope, the Land book. Now for my second and my last Rita Berman book, it is The World Under the Microscope, Underwater. This is my favourite. This is my favourite book. I absolutely love it. It's so good. It's just beautiful. I absolutely adore underwater scenes, and this book is no different. I have quite a few whips again in here as usual, but my completed page is this one, and I am incredibly happy with it. I really am. I absolutely adore the colours. I love the colour placement that I've used. It was almost an absolute disaster. It really was, because in the background here you see where I've got this, this is paint, so it's acrylic paint here and then another acrylic paint, and this is a Posca pen. So that's how I did those opaque flat layers over here. The background was completely blank, so I just drew in these clouds to make this interesting sort of background, and then at the bottom this is gouache paint as well. But I had tried to do the background with Neocolor 2s, so I tried to do a sort of dark purple to pink watercolour background with Neocolor 2s, and it was just absolutely awful. It buckled the paper awfully. It's flattened out now, but it was really bad, and I couldn't get it to blend, and I was just doing layers and layers and layers of the Neocolor 2s, and it wasn't working. So this was sort of a mad rush to try and cover everything that had gone wrong in the background, really. And you know what? It works, and I like this more then I think I would have enjoyed the Neil Colour 2 background. I absolutely love it. I think it's really Art Deco. It's really effective. I love the colours that I've chosen. And I tried to bring in some of these colours into the rest of the page as well. So obviously you've got the Posca here. You've got the pink in these fish down here. You've got this mid-purple in the flowers. The water is water-based pens, and then I use some pencil for some shading here and a lot of white Posca. And then the sort of sea creatures here, the whale and then the dolphins here, are water-based brush pen with pencils on top. And I think it's really, really effective. I'm over the moon with this page, honestly. If I was going to do it again, I'd do it the exact same. So I suppose that's all you want from your colouring pages, right? So yeah, extremely happy with this. Next, I think I'm going to show you my Mythomorphia page, and this is a big one. This is a big double page spread that's been a long-standing whip for a very long time, and it is this page. And it's a lot. It's a lot of bright colours. It couldn't possibly go any sort of more crazy with the splash of colour I've got on here, but again, I'm overjoyed with it. If I was going to do it again, I might do the clouds a sort of muted greyish colour rather than the pink as well, because I think it is just one too many colours going on here. But honestly, I don't really mind. I wanted rainbow, I wanted craziness, I wanted all this gold everywhere, so I'm really happy with it. The background is a paint pen. I think it's in the UK we have a stationery shop called The Works. I think it's their brand of paint pen. And then for the background, the trees are water-based brush pen with pencil on top, and then the rest of the background there's no pencil anywhere. Well, there's a little bit of pencil on these mushrooms, but for all the rocks, all the leaves, all the grass here, it's all layers of water-based brush pen, and then there's a little bit of paint pen on these leaves here, but it's all layers of different colours of green and grey water-based brush pen, because I wanted to just get it finished. I needed to get it done. This page was taking over my life and I just needed to just get it finished. So the easiest way for me personally to get a page finished is just to go crazy with the brush pens and get it all done. So like I said, for some of these details on the mushrooms and on some of these foreground pieces, there is pencil as well, but it's mostly brush pen. For the animal here, is it a fox? I'm not really sure. For the animal here, it is water-based brush pen with some polychromos pencil on top and then a lot of white Posca. For his amazing tails here, it is a base layer of water-based brush pen, and then it is paint pens over the top. So brush pens that's like acrylic paint in a brush. I got some of those for Christmas, and I decided I was just going to go in and do all of this wonderful fur of his tails in all these different colours with these brush pens, and it worked really well. Because it's acrylic paint, it meant I could get the highlights looking really good. So here especially, and here I think the highlights look really nice. And yeah, I was able to get it done quite quickly in just under an hour, which was good, because that was the thing that I was least looking forward to most about this page, is getting all that done. It really was a labour of love. And then all these clouds here, pretty standard technique that a lot of us colourists use. It was a base layer of a Tombow Dual brush pen, and then some polychromos in this lovely purple colour to get some shadows, and then I whited out the vast majority of the black lines on the clouds to get this sort of ethereal fairy look. And overall, yeah, really happy with it. Not my absolute favourite. I'm really proud of it, but I wish I'd done some small things differently, but I'm happy that it's done. I really am. There's so much detail on this page. I mean, all these, like up here, all these flags here, all the mushrooms down here, and then you've got this wonderful blossom here. There's just so much, and I'm so glad it's done. So I finally have a page done in Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosannes. Wonderful book, wonderful author. I'm sure you all know about this. Next, I'm going to show you my page that I've done in Country Gardens by Creative Haven, and the illustrator is Teresa Goodridge. This was a new book for me, and it's my first page in this book. And again, very happy with it. And there it is. I think the thing I'm most proud of is the colour choices. I love the way this red is so bold, and then it contrasts so well against this really vibrant blue water and these purple flowers here. I also really like my birds. I try to do them a little bit like robins because I did it in winter, even though it's a very spring page. I tried to do the background as a sort of gradient. So the background is all water-based brush pens, most of this page is, but I tried to choose lighter and lighter greens as I went up to show that this countryside was moving further away. Everything was based with water-based brush pens, and then there is polychromos pencils on top for some shadows and shading, and then some white pen for highlights. Overall, really proud of this. The whole thing didn't take very long at all, but it was very satisfying and really happy with it. So yeah, really big fan of this book. I'm going to try and do some more. I already have a whip started because of course I do. So yeah. Finally, let's go to Romantic Country, the second tale by Erie. I don't keep the dust jackets. I really don't like dust jackets. The sound of them, I don't know, it's like a sensory thing. It irks me, and they always get lost. So I just take them up and I just get rid of them when I get a book with a dust jacket, which is sacrilegious to some of us in the colouring community, but it doesn't bother me. So, and also it helps that Erie's books, she always has a really nice cover anyway on the actual book, never mind the dust jacket. So I feel like it works. The page that I completed has been a long-standing whip, and it is this one here. It's quite a lot of stickles on the trees. I don't know whether you can see down there the stickles. So I have had this semi-coloured for a very long time now. The background is all, again, water-based brush pen. It seems to be a medium that I use a lot. Everything is based with water-based pens, and then there is a lot of shading with pencils on top. Now on the clouds and on the trees, there is a lot of acrylic paint that I sort of dabbed on to get this painterly effect, to make it look all spooky in the moonlight, which I really like. I really like the pop of this green here that is carried on up here. Again, this is all water-based brush pens with shading on top. I tried to get a sort of ethereal fairy tale look on this page, so I used a lot of pink in the rocks, and then pink trees down here, and a lot of pink on the castle. And so it looks spooky, but it also looks very fairy tale, so it's not just a witch that could live here, a princess lives here, you know. So yeah, very, very happy that this is done. Again, this has been a long-standing whip for a very long time. I had everything coloured apart from this lady here, and I just sat down and I finished her in about 10 minutes. So I think that proves that a lot of my whips are very, very finishable. I just need to get through and I need to finish them all. But I'm very proud of this. Yeah, absolutely love it. So unfortunately, that is it. That is all of my completed pages for December. And you may have noticed there is no Christmas colouring, which is a shame. I really wanted to make time to do Christmas colouring this year because I have some wonderful Christmas books, but I just didn't, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have to save some of them for next year, or maybe we can do them for Christmas in July. That could be fun. I think it's a colouring tag online, isn't it, to do Christmas in July, Christmas colouring, which is really exciting because I do have some lovely Christmas books that I want to get to. But I'm not really a seasonal colourist anyway, so I could end up just colouring my winter colouring books, my Christmas colouring books in March, you know, or even in February, or even in January. I could pull out my colouring books and do some Christmas colouring. There's no rules, is there? Which is part of the reason why I love this hobby so much. But yeah, I'm really, really proud of all my pages this month, and if you want to comment, about whether you also have these books, if you've done these pages, if you're inspired by anything that I've done, or if you want me to do any more work in any of these books and show it on my channel, then I'd absolutely love that. So yeah, feel free to comment anything you like down below. And I will see you for the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.